Then the boy promises to be his loyal servant and guide him through this other world and help him find the demon lord. After that he tells Tomasha that they will need to hunt down this demon king and end it off so he can go back to their world and he can finally relax in peace and chill with his video games and hot Cheetos watching anime recaps. However, Tomasha is surprised that Yagiri is helping her and he tells the girl that he's only protecting her as he remembers the soft feeling of her chest when she tried waking him up on the bus, which makes her extremely mad as she thought he was just a nice guy without any other intentions. However, Yogiri loves big juicy jugs just like all of us and is definitely a man of culture. On the other hand, we see Sajin squirming around in her bed while waiting for her attendant Yoichi to come make a report to her. He explains that 4 people died in the first Sage test, including 2 unblessed people and 2 S-rank ability holders. This makes Shin shocked for a moment, but she decides to procrastinate. Like, y'all procrastinate your assignments, and says that it should be something worth worrying about before lying down once again. After that, Yogiri and Tomasha decide to go to the nearby city to see if they can meet up with their classmates. They arrive just before the city gates are being closed and manage to get in even though they don't know the language of this world. Soon a senior officer walks up to them and it turns out he can speak their language. Yagiri explains that they split from their group and are now looking to meet up with them. The stuck-up officer says that he has been ordered to not interfere with the Sage candidates, but there's nothing telling him to help them either. He says that their classmates have already moved on to their next destination and that's all he is willing to offer them. But then he looks at Tomasha and says that only she can stay at his place for the night if she wants to, but Tomasha instantly grabs Yogi's hand and runs away from there saying no thanks. Yogiri asks her about what's up with her and she says that she was worried he would send him to the underworld because of his rude behavior. Yogiri tells her to stop acting as if he is some kind of homicidal maniac, but she says that she is surprised that he doesn't know that he's exactly just that. With that, they start looking around at the structures and people of this fantasy world until they encounter a cute catgirl named Myu who offers to help them for free. They ask her why she is doing that and she explains that her goal is to date a Sage candidate and that's why she is trying to become friends with as many male candidates from the Sage exam as she can. She says that she heard that they are prone to sing for cat girls like her and are usually really powerful and rich as well. So she is banking on her race and cute face. They decide to go along with her as she shows them around and Tomic Chica ends up buying a bunch of clothes as well, but by nightfall it ends up just as Yogiri expected it to as they find out that the Cat G girl is actually part of a gang of bandits who surround them and plan to sell them off as stress relief slaves. After confirming that they are up to no good, Yogiri begins the slaughter by telling everyone behind him to die, and then starts picking the ones in front of him one by one. By testing his ability on them, he tests out if he can make certain body parts of them to die only instead of putting them down totally, and keeps doing it until only the catgirl and the leader of the bandits is left behind. After that, he tests some delayed functionality by telling them to die and lets them run off for a little bit before the ability kicks in and sends both of them to Hades as well. After taking care of them, they both decide to sklee out of there, but they get stopped by the knights in the area. Their captain Edelgard asks them what happened there and reveals that they saw the men around them collapsing on the floor out of nowhere. Yagiri asks them why they didn't help them if they were watching them, and she reveals that they were planning on following them once they got captured and following these goons to their base and capturing their leader. She also tells them to not act big as they are blessed with the saint's protection, which makes them immune to attacks by them. Just then her vice captain speaks up and says that according to his appraisal skill, these two don't have any blessings from the saintess. Hearing this, the captain says that it would be hard to believe that they are responsible for these people collapsing and lets them go. The vice captain apologizes for causing them trouble and shows them a fancy hotel to stay the night at to show his gratitude for forgiveness at the hotel. Yogiri books 2 separate rooms for them, and once in the room, Cha wonders if Yagiri is interested in her romantically. Just then she feels a cool breeze and looks up to find a fat floating ghost in the air. At first this shocks Tomasha, but then she takes a close look at the ghost's face and wonders if she is her elder sister, but the ghost speaks up and says that she is called Makoko, wife of the Dana school's founder's son and the distant ancestor of Tomasha. She further adds that she is her guardian spirit and is tasked with the duty of the restoration of the Dana school's dynasty. Tomasha asks why she didn't show herself earlier, to which Makoko replies that she was afraid of Yagiri as she might have gotten obliterated if he got shocked and decided to get rid of her accidentally. She then asks Tomasha to explain her existence to Yogiri. The Next day Sashi can show herself without worrying and then tells her that she will protect her from supernatural threats and that she is the one who protected her from getting that blessing from the saintess as well, because once you accept it you become a puppet to her. She further adds that her wish is for Tomasha to return to her real world, and to make that happen she will pass on the secret techniques and abilities of her family to her so she can fight on her own as well. The next morning Tomasha walks down and meets up with Yogiri and asks him if they would be chasing after Wait